Welcome to the latest edition of the LL Basketball Roundtable. I'm your host, Mike Gross, and the show is brought to you, as always, by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology, and we're well into the postseason now. We're going to look back. We're going to look ahead. We're going to talk a lot about district playoffs, brackets, folks. Brackets all over the place.
Love it.
But first, we want to talk about the extraordinary league championship games which took place last week. And in starting that conversation, I want to point out that at the beginning of the year, we did sort of a preseason show in which Jeff Reinhardt, our girls basketball writer, predicted Lancaster Catholic would win the league championship.
Yeah, I really went out on a limb there.
Well, okay, but our boys basketball writer, John Walk, predicted that Lampeter Strasburg would win the boys championship.
Johnny.
Guess what happened in both cases?
There you go.
But there's a little more to that story than just the final result. Ryan, let's talk about that league final that we witnessed on Thursday at Mainline Township.
Yeah, Catholic girls were good, and I think Ephrata, Catholic winning is the story. Boom. But I thought Ephrata was like 1A, just getting through the play-in round, didn't make districts, championship or bust.
Yeah, they knew that the league playoffs was the whole deal for them, and they ran it out as far as
Last hurrah, Ephrata, just unbelievable ride for them, getting to Thursday, playing Catholic. But Catholic was really tough, and they had to go through a really tough bracket, had to beat Hempfield, who beat them last year.
Right. They did have a tough bracket.
Yes, Columbia, undefeated Columbia by a point on a free throw with 3 seconds left.
That game really was almost a coin flip. That could have gone either way.
It really could have at the end. Yeah. And there was a foul call at the end with 3 seconds to go. Did she foul her? Did she not foul her? Riley Kraft makes the free throw and Catholic wins. I thought Ephrata threw as much as they possibly could at Catholic. First quarter-ish, it was a 2-point game, and then Catholic, boom, was Catholic. 11-0, 15-point lead, and they kind of cruised from there.
For Ephrata to have a shot there, they probably would have had to win the battle of the three-point shots because they shoot a lot of threes.
They do.
And not only did they not win it, but Catholic actually shot the three better
they made a
than
ton.
they usually do, and better than Ephrata did. And that pretty much sealed the thing.
Yeah, that might have been the difference because we were doing the post-game show and I was kind of looking at my notes and I was like, well, Lehman hit a 3 and Johnson hit a 3 and Lipson hit a 3. I think they had 9 threes.
Yeah, they did. They came up big.
They did. So 16 championships now for Catholic. That's a record. 4 of the last 5 years they've won it. And they'll set sail in districts here on Friday. But a really great tournament.
And they're still young, but they're not inexperienced
not at all.
This point.
No.
Now they're
Yep, they're chiseled.
So we'll see what happens next, but they got a chance.
No doubt.
Now, memorably, LS 50, Hempfield 47. John.
Yeah, what a game, man. Probably easily the best game I've covered all year. And the shot at the end, which we'll get to, I was just talking to Andy Herr from LA Hoops. I'm like, probably biggest shot me and Andy have seen since Lancaster Mennonite lost at the state semifinals a few years back on a half-court buzzer beater against Richland out in Altoona or somewhere like that.
But this wasn't a heave. This was Ty Burton. Crossover, drive it, step back, crossover again, shoot a 3 for all the marbles.
Right, and we'll get to that. So let's kind of recap things a bit. 7 lead changes through first couple minutes of the third quarter. LS was up. I just realized LS was up 15-7 at the beginning of the second quarter, which I completely forgotten about because they took an 8-point lead later on. Anyways, so they're up at the end of the first quarter. Hempfield's up 27-23 at halftime. They go up 30-25 as their largest lead, and then boom, 19-6 run, essentially from the 6-minute mark of the third quarter to the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. They go up 44-36. I say to you, hey Mike, a lot of game left. And what do you know? Hempfield comes back, ties it at 47 on a Miguel Pena 3-pointer, 1:58 left. And boom, here we go. Back and forth from that point. Before we get to Burton's game winner, because we should give credit to a guy where it's due, Isaiah Perdo on the defensive end. Hempfield tries under the basket, reverse layup attempt. Isaiah said, I saw him do it at the league semifinals 2 days earlier, so I was ready for it. So Isaiah was there, gets the block.
Smart.
Burton picks up the ball, and here we go.
After, as you pointed out, Miguel Pena made the 3 to tie it. After that, Hempfield gets the ball and has a great possession, great ball movement, and gets the ball onto the baseline, reverse layup, and that's when the block shot.
So credit to the
took
LS
place.
defense because they had to play tough defense for a good 90 seconds there.
Both teams
Otherwise,
defended
yeah.
really well. Yeah.
Burton, Lampeter Strasburg gets the ball, goes past half court, calls the timeout. What does your boy say going into the huddle at that point?
Well, he said, I'm going to win it. I'm going to end it right now. We're talking about Ty Burton.
Jimmy
Right.
Chidwood moment.
Yeah.
Nice. I
I'm
can make
gonna-
a shot.
I'm going to end it right. So I guess there was not a whole lot of discussion about who was getting the ball. or not.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I'm talking to Berkeley Wagner after the game. I'm like, is that how you drew it up? He's like, no. But he was referring to the inbounds pass coming out of the timeout. As far as how they drew it up, they were supposed to get the ball to Ty. They weren't able to, so they kind of had to figure something out.
Well, they actually weaved it a little bit.
Yeah, so
and
once
then
they got the
him
ball in bounds,
Yeah.
they weaved it, got him, then we saw what he did from there. But holy cow, and then if that ball would have taken a couple more bounces, I mean, it rattles out, hits the backboard, comes back down
Back rim,
in.
front rim, backboard.
Right.
I love the
reminds
quote.
me
I
of
love the
the-
quote. I knew it was going in when I shot it.
Right.
The ball wasn't so sure about it, but he knew.
He's
right.
money, that
Reminds
kid.
me of the Toronto Raptors shot.
With
Yeah,
Kawhi Leonard.
Really? So it like
Kawhi-
hit up in the air, spun
No,
around?
not as many
That
bounces.
one was
but-
more lucky than this. one
Yeah,
was.
sure.
Okay.
Lampeter Strasburg wins it, back and forth game, 7 lead changes. LS was up 8, Hempfield was up 5. LS wins it at the end. By the way, Lampeter Strasburg is held to a season low 50 points. They still end up coming out on top. So you wonder, like, so many people, like Manheim Central coach Charlie Fisher says, how in the world do you beat these guys? Manheim Central played its best game of the year in the league semifinals, still gave up 75 and lost by 8. Hempfield plays their best defense that anybody has played against Lampeter Strasburg, still loses by 3. So what do you do here? LS is 24-0, undefeated, LLE crowned, second overall, first since 2018. They're already a Section 3 champ. They're into the district quarters.
If I would have told you guys LS is going to score 50, you would have said, oh, Hempfield. Hempfield found a way to
Well,
beat
they
them.
did have a
Maybe.
chance to win it at the end. I mean,
Maybe.
it was right down to the wire. I do think in LS, if we're going to talk about the state playoffs and really going forward and making this a historic season, you know, they haven't seen the 6'7" kid who can really play, who people are going to throw it into. They haven't seen that yet. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot to happen. I want to say 2 things about this game before I forget it.
Say it.
One, unbelievable crowd.
Yeah.
The place was packed. People were going nuts, and mostly it was about the basketball.
Good.
It wasn't the student sections fighting with each other,
Wasn't
which I hate. It wasn't that. It was about the basketball, and there was trash talk, but it was on the edge of being about the game, and
Right.
you know. And the other thing was, it was an incredibly well officiated game.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Which I don't often say that. I don't often think that. But I got to the end of that game and thought, man, it's amazing how little we noticed the officials in that game.
That's a good thing.
They did a great job.
That's good to hear. Nobody got housed on calls or nothing.
Yep,
That's good.
absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
good.
There was nothing there. All right.
Excellent.
I'm losing my voice, so
Yes,
I'm going
you
to
are.
ask you, Rhines,
Yes.
to go talk about districts.
Districts, where
where we
we
are.
stand. All right, remember that we're recording on Tuesday. Monday, 6A started on the girls' side. 2 winners. Penn Manor, coming along. LL semifinals. Lost that gut punch semi to Ephrata. When Ephrata hit the 3 at the buzzer, forced OT and won. Penn Manor snaps back nicely. They beat Wilson in the first round by 15.
Held them to 29 points.
Held them to 29
Pretty good.
points, and they held their leading scorer to 3 with 1 field goal and 1 foul shot. So that's pretty good. So Penn Manor picked it up right away, won, and advanced. Tricky test now for Penn Manor. They go to Cedar Cliff on Thursday in the quarters. Cedar Cliff is the 1 seed, and they're 24-0, and they're the Mid-Penn champs. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Cedar Cliff boys and girls won the Mid-Penn.
Yes, they're
Sure,
pretty
that's
loaded. Good winner for the Colts. The other winner was Manheim Township. Got to see this game. Township Hempfield bloodbath, bitter rivals. Township wins 46-33. Hempfield's out. Township plays Thursday at Dallastown, the 2 seed. So the 2 LL survivors from Monday get the 1 and the 2. Lebanon was the 3rd team in. Cedars lose. Put up a great fight. Central York's tough. They're a good YAIAA program. You're familiar with them. Lebanon gave them a good game, but loses 64-58. So the Cedars are out, but a great season for Lebanon. So Penn Manor and Township are through. And thanks to the magic of the 6A bracket, the Comets and the Streaks are both guaranteed 3 more games. Win or lose. There's 8 teams left in 6A. 7 of them will go to states. So only one team that's still standing is not going to go. So 3 games at least for Penn Manor and Township. As mentioned, we're recording Tuesday. So Tuesday night, 5A. Garden Spot goes over to Gettysburg. Gettysburg's the 2 seed. As mentioned, Spot, first district trip since 2008. LS will host York Suburban. Wednesday night, I guess there was a gym scheduling conflict of some sort. 5A on Wednesday night, only game in town, New Oxford at Mannheim Central. So I'll see you in Barron's Country on Wednesday. 4A, excuse me, Mike and I are coughing all over each other. Lancaster Catholic at Schuylkill Valley on Friday. That's a great game. Schuylkill Valley only has 2 losses. We'll see if Catholic can keep rolling after winning the league. Winner there should get the lone Catholic next week in the semis. Hello. 3A, Tuesday night, Pequay Valley in action. They get Upper Dauphin. Winner there gets Trinity on Friday. 2A, Millersburg at Columbia, and Country Day at Linden Hall on Friday.
There's only 4 teams in it. 3 of them are
That's it. Straight to the semifinals. That championship is next Thursday at 11 in the morning at the Giants Center. Good morning. Yes, and 1A, these games are Tuesday. Greenwood at Lidditz Christian. Lidditz Christian's the 2 seed. And Mount Calvary, the CCAC champ, at Lancaster County Christian. A pair of Lancaster County teams getting together. Winner advances, loser is done. Mount Calvary beat the 1 seed in the bracket, Christian School of York, in the CCAC final.
They have 9 losses.
Yeah, and here they are. And they got a great chance. They've been here before.
Wow.
Loser of that goes home. So still a lot of teams dancing. We'll see who survives here on Tuesday. But as of this recording, Township and Penn Manor are through.
John, boys side.
All right, boys side.
We'll try not to cough.
Yeah, you're going to have to talk a little bit here because you saw one of these games. We'll start from Monday's games as far as District 3 Class 5A, 16-team bracket.
Yeah.
Top 9 go to state. Wow. So even Monday's losers are still alive in the consolation bracket, which I point out to say Mannheim Central, Octorara, E-Town all lost on Monday. They're still alive. Wow. However, they go to the consolation bracket now having to win 3 in a row just to get that 9th spot for states. So there's, a 3 and whatever it is, 8 chance that we have an LL team come out of that. The one winner in District 3 5A on Monday night, Lampeter Strasburg, 70-60 over 16 seed Mechanicsburg. And they came into that game, Mechanicsburg did 11-11 overall, and they went toe-to-toe with the Pioneers on the road.
Yeah, they really did. Mechanicsburg, although they were 11-11, that second division of the Mid-Penn was really good this year with Hershey, Palmyra, Cedar Cliff,
McDevitt.
Lower Dauphin. Yeah. And Mechanicsburg beat Cedar Cliff.
Right.
And beat Lower Dauphin. I mean, they had some good wins, and they were hard to guard. LS had struggled to guard them. They had some shooters. They had a kid who was a good slasher, guy around the rim. But LS did what it always does offensively, and it never really felt like they were in real trouble, but they were kind of on the verge of being in real trouble a lot as we went through the game. Looking forward in this 5A bracket, there's a couple teams. Hershey playing really well. West York 23-2, although they struggled a little bit last night. Shippensburg, an excellent team.
Yeah.
They beat Octorara. They play Octorara.
Octorara was averaging 70 and was held to a season
they beat Octorara by
34 points. Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
They're pretty good, and they have an all-state guard and a really good big kid who's going to Minnesota for football. LS wouldn't face them to the final, but there's some hurdles in 5A.
Sure. A couple things coming out of that. So Lampeter Strasburg goes to Thursday's District 3 5A quarterfinal round. They will host at home against Northeastern, who is the number 9 seed. Northeastern beat Mannheim Central, the Section 3 runner-up and league semifinalists. They beat the Barons 53-39. Again, the Barons still alive. Anyway, Northeastern goes to LS on Thursday, and it's unclear whether or not Pioneers senior point guard Berkeley Wagner will play in that. Reason being, if you remember, let's go back a week, Monday's quarterfinals, Berkeley rolls his ankle near the end of Monday's quarterfinal. He sits out Wednesday's semifinal, comes back, plays in Friday's league final. And then what happens after that? Because you got to catch up with Berkeley on Monday.
Well, he told me last night that he woke up Saturday morning and thought, wow, I'm sore. and it's a problem. So he only played about a minute last night. He did not start and didn't play much. And it's a day-to-day thing going forward. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to District 3 Class 4A. We had one LL League team there in Elko, the LL Section 4 champion. The Raiders top Wyoming missing 68-59. So now Elko has a mighty challenge in front of them Thursday, going on the road to top-seeded Berks Catholic, who is 20-4 overall. Remember, top 5 teams advance there, so even if Elko loses, they go to consolation bracket, need to win 2 to get into states.
That was a good win for Elko, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, Corey Ativo kind of had an up and down year as far as point totals go. 24 points on Monday night, so credit to him picking up things there. District 3 Class 3A, this will be fun. Lancaster Catholic on Monday went on the road to Kutztown, won that one 46-40. Good win for the Crusaders. And guess what? Now they go to Columbia, top seeded in District 3 3A.
Wow.
This will be a semifinal matchup. If you recall, last year they met in the league quarterfinals and the District 3 3A championship game. Both games won by Lancaster Catholic. Columbia did beat Lancaster Catholic earlier this year in the regular season. I forget what the score was, but it was by double digits.
It's a different matchup.
So it's a different matchup is essentially what we're saying. Columbia's 20-2 overall, looking to take care of business. That'll be Thursday night at home against the Crusaders.
Thursday at Columbia?
Yeah.
They're already lined
up
up there. They're already in line right now, waiting to go in and sit.
Correct.
Yes.
And by the way, in the bottom half of the bracket, York Catholic is seated second. If you remember, Columbia went on the road to York Catholic earlier this year, won that by 29. So, you know, Joe Klazos can coach up the Crusaders. He's going to bring them on Thursday, so that's going to be a tough matchup.
This will be his all-time masterpiece if he can pull this off. Yeah.
Finally, I just want to give a shout-out to District 3 Class 1A. Mount Calvary Christian, Lancaster Country Day. They're into the District 3 1A semifinals. Country Day will go to Mount Calvary Christian on Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Mount Calvary Christian is the CCAC champ. They're 24-1 overall. These teams have won 2 of the last 3 1A district titles. Country Day played on a neutral court against Mount Calvary earlier this year, only lost by 5 in a game in which Country Day was missing 2 starters. Fully healthy now. By the way, Grant Landis on Monday night hit 1,000 career points for Country Day, went in needing 22. He got 22 on free throws, but he got there.
Oh, that's boring. You got it.
And we should note here, Linville Hill, which is out in Paradise, I believe, they won by forfeit. La Academia pulling out of District 3 Class 1A tournament for various reasons that I'm still looking into, but essentially District 3 deemed 2 of their starters ineligible due to transfer issues, which I'm still trying to nail down the details there. So La Academia is out, which is worth pointing out. McCaskey legend Jerry Johnson coaches that team. They won last year's District 3 1A title, so we're going to have a new 1A champion there. But anyway, we've got 3 teams for Lancaster County into the semifinals, and all 3 of those already qualified for states. All right, let's move on to what will be Tuesday's games, Class 2A and 6A. 6A Tuesday night, by the time you guys watch this, we will have known the result of Lebanon at Warwick, third matchup between these teams. Section 2 rivals. Mike will have covered that. Check out the game coverage there. Winner of that will go to Cumberland Valley on Friday night. Cumberland Valley is seeded second, 18-5 overall. Also in Friday's quarterfinals, LL Section 1 co-champ Hempfield will be in action. They got a first-round bye. They're 19-5 overall. They will face the winner of Cedar Cliff and Muhlenberg. Again, Cedar Cliff is in that tough division in the Mid-Penn. Muhlenberg had a regular season win over Reading.
Beat Reading just not that long ago.
Right. Wow. So
Reading avenged it in the Berks playoffs, but still.
Either way, Hempfield's going to have a mighty tough test coming up on Friday.
They got a tough bracket.
And then finally in Class 2A, Lancaster Mennonite. Again, check out basketball page of Lancaster Online. By the time you guys watch this, we will have known the results of Fairfield at Lancaster Mennonite District 3 quarterfinal matchup. Should the Blazers move on there, they would travel to DeLone Catholic on Friday night at 7:30. If you remember, Lancaster Mennonite, last year's District 3 2A champ, looking to get back on top there. So if we can kind of catch our breath, that's a lot of teams still in action. We'll have all that coverage for you.
If you're looking for visual aids for all this, please go to LancasterOnline.com. You can get the bracket or the District 3 website and get the brackets, and maybe you can orient yourself in all the stuff that we're trying to say. Ryan, anything else?
I got a couple notables. 1,000-point kid on the girls' side, Jasmine Griffin, junior at Ephrata, in the LL semifinals in that crazy game against Ephrata, which might have been one of the games of the year, quite frankly.
And she scored 23 in the league championship game.
She was really fantastic against Catholic. Really she was just great. Anyway, she gets to 1,000 against Penn Manor, little dribble drive. Gets to 1,000. Of course, Effort is out now for the season, so I think she finished up her junior year with like 1,030, somewhere in that range. 2 kids are getting close that are still playing. Morgan Miller from Penn Manor is at 912. So she needs, 88? I can do math. And Penn Menor's guaranteed, they're guaranteed 3 more games. And if they can win one of those, they could make states. So we'll see if Morgan Miller gets a chance at 9-12. And Bree Draghi, sophomore, Columbia, sophomore, is at 893.
Really good player.
She's fantastic.
Really
I'm
good
glad you got to see her a couple times live. She's dynamite.
And pretty big. She's not a little kid.
No, her and her sister, obviously twins. They both.
So you project her ahead to college basketball. She's really got a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, she's only a sophomore. Let's not go nuts, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's at 893, so 107 to go for Bree. But Columbia has some weapons, and they might make a ride. Yeah. The last LL kid to get 1,000 as a sophomore, Kiki Jefferson.
Sophomore.
In 2017, and of course she ended up.
She turned out okay.
Not bad, and she ended up second all time in the league in scoring behind Bree and Brooke's mom.
And is having an excellent college career.
And is having an excellent college career, and if they win 1 or 2 more games somewhere, or if she makes a whole bunch of more foul shots, Kiki might have passed Margie, but she didn't. So Bree's chasing her mom, and Brooke's also having a great start to her career. So,
John, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. There's a lot of teams still playing. We'll be out here covering all these games. My wife, credit to her for putting both kids to bed 4 out of 5 nights this week and next week.
So to summarize, then credit to John's wife.
Yes.
And a lot of teams still playing. The 2 understatements of the season so far from John Wall. Is that it, gang?
I think so. Yep. Good luck to everybody.
I'm tired, but it's a good kind of tired.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, LL Basketball Roundtable brought to you by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. For John Walk, for Jeff Reinhardt, I'm Mike Gross. See you later.